podcast, the Pokemon podcast built by the community for the community. I am one of your co-hosts, Aaron, and with me today, I am joined once again by Drew, is back with me, and we have something very unique. Drew, Happy New Year's to you. Do you do much for resolutions and stuff like that? I saw the Discord had some chat. What quick shout out to Jeremy, like go get it, boss. Like um, I wish I had the drive that you have over these next 75 days or whatever you put for his challenge. So props to him. But do you have much going on for New Year's resolutions, or just how was your New Year's overall?
It's just to be a better dad than I was the day before. That's really all I can ask to be. Like, obviously, people have like financial goals and like work goals and
Mm-hmm.
personal stuff like that. And I really just think that that's the most important thing for me to focus on right now.
Did you read what I put in for like myself to make sure that I said it the right way? Because you stole the thunder. Mine, I do. I've never been big into resolutions, but I'm the same thing, right? I don't believe in like work life balance. You only are given one life. Like I'm not plugging in. I'm not doing a matrix where I'm plugging into another Aaron at work. Obviously, two different personalities I have to be, but I'm the same thing as like, can I just be a better husband and a better father now? Obviously, over the last few years than I was the year before. Obviously, health wise, I do want to get healthier. Definitely packed on some dad weight here over the past about 2 years. Just looking back from like, we're doing newborn photos with our daughter tomorrow and our son, obviously. But just looking back at the photos, I was like, holy cow! It's like I need to shed some lb. So we're gonna try. We're gonna do the best I can. It's gonna be the most difficult thing. Not a lot of progress here, probably the first month or two to get frustrated, but once our daughter gets a little bit more independent, as each month goes by, hopefully that's a goal. So, uh, did you do much Pokemon wise besides just kind of chill out with TCG Live? Do you play Pocket much? I guess we probably didn't touch with that on the with you on the pod before.
No, and it's not that I have anything like against Pocket. I like the Pokemon TCG.
Yeah,
60 card decks, and how wide the card pool is and stuff like that. It's interesting to see that they might get their own competitive circuit and how many players have flocked to it on Limitless and stuff like that is really cool.
yeah.
So it's just another asset for Pokemon to drag different people from walks of life, and hopefully they all get interested in the TCG.
Yeah, it's like 2 packs a day, maybe a battle or two, and I've pulled it like enough now where I can at least have something different besides the Mewtwo EX deck,
Mhm.
which completely depends if you can find like a Ralts and a Curly turn one, tier two, and then you basically are going to probably win the game because once you get Gardevoir and a Mewtwo EX online, it's kind of somewhat game over most times. But anyway, yeah, I go back to work Friday, so I'm trying to enjoy the last few days here, just trying to absorb as much time with the family. So we do not have much planned for people listening, wondering like, hey, let's talk about the meta and stuff like that. There's about probably 12 other podcasts to do this, or even more probably in the TCG. That about everyone has a podcast as well too, and we thank you for listening to ours. Um, but basically, from what I've seen, kind of just clicking through Limitless, it seems like Gardevoir has kind of been getting into better players' hands or getting played more frequently than maybe it was before. You'd also mentioned that Archaladon, because of its success over in Japan, granted, I'm trying to think, did it play any new cards? I don't think it played really any new cards from Prismatic Evolutions. But anyway, that's getting up, and then Gouging Fire comes back, which is close to me because I think Magma Basin and Gouging Fire and then Sada, like, that's just a fun deck. I've had fun playing that. So that's what we've had. There's not a whole lot. There's Birmingham in the UK next week. We will talk a little bit more about the meta as it comes to, and then obviously San Antonio, because we have a few attendees from the Discord that are going down, so I'm excited for them. I don't know if
Mhm.
you have any teammates that are heading down, but obviously we'll talk much more meta relevant discussions as it gets closer to those times.
Yeah.
All right. So, quick PCS updates. Congrats to Nick and Steven on winning our team tournament challenge that I had put together. It went down to, so it went through tiebreak. We went through and I miscalculated the points because I did it really quickly, but then it ended up being DK and Fast, Team Safari Ball, if you will, playing Team Pokeball, which was Steven and Nick, I believe. And then I had to give them like, okay, you do the same format. But if you were to tie, meaning like one match resulted in one team winning and the other in a best 2 out of 3, is like you guys both have to elect one player and then they play best 2 out of 3, and then whoever wins that is the actual winner. Which Nick, he thank goodness he joined the
Yeah.
Patreon, because he had a very 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 good record. Steven has been giving, just riding his coattail basically, so he ended up taking down
Didn't even like put it mildly, just straight up.
if I go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's been exciting to watch. I didn't partake in this particular event just because I knew the holidays would be super busy. But it's been really fun to watch, just like fast
Oh,
with
the results.
their
Yeah,
smat
yeah,
talk, and
yeah, yeah.
just to see like the results of how everyone's doing. It ended up being a pretty cool event, and I did get to watch the finals, well, the tiebreaker finals, I guess,
Yeah.
sudden death, if you will,
Yep.
and that ended up being pretty good. So it was interesting.
Yeah, Nick did very well. Kind of going back and forth with him and Lugia, and I was just going back and like I think Steven, you can correct me in there, but I think Steven had like 2 wins, both with Rhydon, and then everything else he was not. So Nick did very well. And Fast also did very well along with DK as well too. I think those were spearheading, but it ended up being a matchup of Lugia versus Regidrago, which is funny because Michael's not with us again here today, but we'll have an update on him soon, I'm sure. And he he's the Lugia fan and I'm the Regidrago. So Fast, Andy, you let me down a little bit, but it also is a very tough matchup depending on what they have set up, which Nick was playing the rat line, so that's usually pretty difficult. So I think what I went through, I see him right over there. I think I put together like 34 like single staples that are both like meta relevant right now, like standard, and then like GLC staples. So I have those planned, and then I have some extra goodies to also throw there, and there'll be a secret. So hopefully they'll reveal that in the Discord as well too. We will get another tournament posted soon, probably more of a like a limitless. You submit a deck list and stuff. Obviously that'll still be week to week, and Drew and I will configure that out and get that posted. Obviously we have still a couple weeks till Prismatic Evolution comes, and even then I kind of want the meta to figure itself out online at least, so someone's not locked into a deck or archetype that they absolutely despise.
Yeah, I think if I have any say in the matter, I guess I think we're gonna step away from the whole locked in because the meta shifts so much. It's not that like the meta isn't figured out, but there's just so many cards that are skin deep that people
Yeah,
just haven't really put into other combinations yet, like Mawile and Gardevoir and stuff like that. Simple changes like those. So I'm thinking we'll probably end up doing something more along the lines of like Conquesty or like
yeah.
yeah, so something silly like that. If I have any say in the matter.
No, I think that would be well received by both me and the community, because like I said, you don't want to be locked in and then be like, oh, and these guys, right? They had 5 deck lists they could choose from, but as you saw, their first were very experimental, and then once they played that, they're like, yeah, this is garbage. So then they just kind of went through the Trident staple. So I was just going back and looking at, so like Stall was a very popular choice for DK and
Mhm.
Andy, and they did very well with it. And like Regidrago was a clean looking list as well too. So we have everything going there. So yeah, that's basically all we have for our hello, son. That's what we have for our meta relevant going through. But actually, Drew and I had cooked up something really special. I can never say it's never been done before, but it has. But we talked, offline and said, hey, wouldn't this be a cool idea if we ended up just trying to play a futuristic kind of towards of deck, or feature cards that are not anywhere really to be seen at all on the play limitless chart. And I went through and counted, I had 7 cards from the Sword and Shield era, but one card is very specific, which we'll see. We'll go through, but what do you have cooked up? I'll get my screen share going here, but what do you have cooked up? And then I'll share what I have cooked up for you. You can just give
Oh
me a highlight
man.
of this is the main attacker or the
So I
line.
mean, I pitch this idea to you all the time and it gets shut down very quickly, but we're playing Decidueye EX.
mm,
Yes, with a
fun. Okay.
yes. We've got a combination of different Decidueyes in the format.
Yeah,
I
there's
am
a
comboing
bunch
it with
actually.
some other Pokemon that are somewhat meta relevant. And then I feel like I've brought the best of the best in terms of like supporters in the current standard format. And my mission is to just say that like title cards aren't that good, this engine is insane. And for
Right.
I'm running Pheasantipity, Pidgeot, Rotom. So
Oh,
I
okay. So
didn't step away from the
yikes.
whole
Okay.
yeah. No, it just speaks to the engine and how well it can make cards perform. Whether or not I will play it and the hands will favor me is a completely different
Yeah.
thing. But I want nothing but the Decidueye to be exciting because it does have so many evolutions,
Yeah,
the
it's even got
the
like a
EX being
basic. Yeah, it's even got like a basic that came out relatively recently that you can
Mhm.
discard one grass energy from your hand to do this attack, and it does 170 damage. Is like
Yeah.
that in GLC. Like I put that in my GLC binders. Like that's really good in GLC because 170 is a very good number in GLC. But it still has the Hisuian Decidueye. That's a
Yep.
stage 2. That's a basic as well too. I remember you playing in the Lost Box. So okay, so you definitely have probably some better cards in terms of like Pokemon for uh, support. I kind of went in on Garchomp EX. I
Okay.
still feel like I wanted something with the free retreater because I was just nervous about losing to a stall. At first, I had it with Barrel, but that didn't feel right because that rotates. So I put in the Revervroom that I
Oh, okay.
told if I had stonks, I would put that in. Obviously, the Ionos Kilowatt Troll, which we didn't talk much about, it reveals. We'll get to that another week. Well, plenty of time till that comes closer. So I paired that with it because obviously you need discard and the energy, and that at least draws my hand up to 6. I do not have a Pheasantipity or a Rotom or anything of that. So like I'm leading all in a Garchomp EX. One secret attacker that will hopefully it's not in my prizes, so you can at least see that. And then Riverroom, and then like Irida, like I try to play it without Irida and use different supporters. Like Kofu was something that I was trying to go through to help build up my hand and stuff. And
Oh, okay.
it was so bad. So we leaned in. So I'm excited. Let me we both have our client open. Let me
Yeah.
get my
And for you audio listeners, I'm going to do my best to describe kind of what's happening at each turn. And I
Yep.
hope that we can put on a good show for y'all.
All right. So 1 second. Let me get my.
You already hear a
There we go.
lot of mouse clicking in this pod. So if that's something you don't like, this might not be the episode for you.
Yeah, I went through. I turned on the echo cancellation, so we'll see. So,
Okay,
all
cool.
right. So we're doing a best 2 out of 3 is what we're doing through. We were
right.
trying to play something that wasn't relevant. Once you send the challenge.
Oh, you want me to send it to you? Got it.
Oh
Challenge.
yeah. What either or. I got mine
Yep.
queued up, and then we'll see.
Yep.
So
We are playing on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, so there is some wiggle room for complete game failure.
yes, we never know.
All right,
The biggest one that yeah.
I get to
Go
choose the
ahead.
coin flip, and I'm choosing heads.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, and good old Bidoof gave me
Yes.
the turn 1 win already. I'm
Oh
going
boy.
first.
All right. This makes me a little nervous. We'll see. I would love to get my.
You're gonna get a
starter of
mulligan.
choice. Okay.
Yep.
You are like 6 seconds ahead of me. It just said the opponent chose to go first, so I still haven't got to see my opening hand here, and if you get a mulligan or not.
Well, you're getting a mulligan.
I do. So I put in the Luxray from Crown Zenith that I think that this card never got its shine of day, and it has the explosiveness ability.
Yeah, that's
to
sick.
because I was starting the one of secret attacker a little too often.
Mhm.
So I threw this in just to kind of help with my odds going through. So yeah, here I see your Decidueye and your Pidgeot EX. Okay, fun stuff. I see we both technical machine de-evolution. I shouldn't have said that for me, but
We did. We did. Only one, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So here's where things get super awkward, man, because I'm like very weak to lightning as Pidgey.
You are
because
weak
my
to lightning as a
my
Pidgey, yeah.
Pidgey is in the active, so we're gonna have to like do some real cute stuff here. Disregard what I'm ultra balling to the discard pile in the form of Florges and Decidueye.
Oh my goodness. As you do that, I will commentate and click on Florges for the people watching the video. It says
No,
your
I think
Pokemon in
that's
play have no
fine.
weakness. Oh, okay. All right. That's not too bad.
Yeah. All right.
Thankfully,
and
the
then-
only lightning thing that we have for me is literally right now, which you're going
Right.
to switch out of it. So I actually don't get a free prize because that would have been amazing to go through. But
yeah,
and
well,
of course,
I just gotta
yeah.
keep that out of arm's reach for just a moment.
Yep. All right. So I have, oh my goodness, I have a very good opening hand. So I started with my Luxway from Crown Zenith. That is a stage 2, but it has the ability that you can start it. And then it has for a colorless, Seeking Feign for 15. You can search for 2 trainer cards. And I opened with 2 Irida, which I just tried to not go through, but a Buddy Buddy Puffin. So I'm going to throw that out there first. And
Oh,
we're
you
going to get.
prized all your Gibbles. That's crazy.
Yeah, nope. We're okay there. So you'll see here, I played the Terrakion. This is the other Sword and Shield card from
Oh,
Silver
Cavern
Tempest.
Tackle. Very
That it
cool.
forces you, but if you have Pidgey IDX, I don't know how many boss you're playing. So I'm not too interested in prize checks. I just wanted to see my energy. All right, so we're going to do that.
Remind me of what Terrakion does again. It's like
120, and then I cannot. Literally, it takes 0 damage from anything. I guess unless you played a shred attacker. I don't know if you have a shred, but
I don't have a shred attacker. I'm just wondering what the language is on.
Okay. Well, if I get it to do that point, we'll get there. So
Yeah,
I am going to get a discard in energy. I think I still do want to do this. I get to play Irida still,
which is cool.
So that's going to get me Garchomp. And what other trainer do I want? Probably another Vessel, because then I can discard. Yeah, that feels really good. So we're going to do Irida. We're going to get Garchomp EX, which is a Terra Pokemon, and it is a water. And then a Vessel. And then I'm going to Seeking Feign for 50 damage and go get 2 trainer cards.
50 damage is not insignificant because both of our decks snipe very well.
Exactly. So I'm going to get Rare Candy because I need that ASAP. And probably a Nest Ball. Let me just look through this the next, because I have Irida next turn unless you reset my hand. Which I still want to play Irida next turn. Yeah, we're going to grab a Nest Ball and a Rare Candy. And I hope I get to keep my hand. Knowing you, I feel like it's something with 4 Iono, so we'll see. That was the one caveat I was kind of nervous of. I was like, I need something to try to refill my hand.
Oh, one could certainly hope that I was playing that many. But this is going to be really awkward. And I think I'm going to play Crispin.
Oh, Crescent. I guess the other energy type will let me know what you're playing. Fighting.
No, that would be a darkness.
Excuse me, that was darkness. Sorry, darkness.
Yeah, and then I think I'm going to do this. Okay. Get rid of Vacuum and a basic grass.
Okay, I like seeing that vacuum hit. Ooh, Monkey Dory.
Grab Monkey Dory, move that 50 off of the dude onto Gibble, force you to Evo that guy next turn, and then I'm going to instant charge again.
Okay. So the cool thing about Luxray as well too is it is a free retreat. So Garchomp EX is a free retreat. So very good things for me and my deck here. Okay. So I think how I want to sequence this is I am going to play an Ultra Ball. I do need to candy that. So we're going to candy first into Garchomp. We will attach for turn to the Garchomp. We will play Irida because I want to get another Buddy Buddy Puffin and probably another excuse me, I need to get a Pokemon first. Okay. Okay, let's think through here quick. Just gonna get 1 Gibble off that because we're playing spread deck, so that makes me a little nervous. Then we're gonna do Ultra Ball. I hope you don't play Legacy Energy. I really don't want to get rid of Temple of Sinnoh, but I think I have to. Because that's basically the best. Then we're going to get my Revivroom, which has 140 health, so that's at least somewhat decent.
Yeah, that's pretty substantial HP for a draw supporter.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to Rumbling. Before that, we're going to go to Vessel. or excuse me, we're going to play Nest Ball, and then we're going to grab my Terrakion, which I'll read to you here really quick.
Secret attacker.
During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon. If one of your Pokemon use Cavern Tackle, basically I can't attack again with Cavern Tackle. I'll have to reset it completely.
Gotcha. I would imagine you pack plenty of switch cards for that too.
Yeah, so we're going to then actually Rumbling Engine first to draw 3 cards, discarding a Fighting Energy.
4 cards.
That makes me feel very good. Thank you. Yeah, because I had 2. So I have 2 in there. And I can only attach up to 2, and I kind of want to keep the rest of my cards. So I'm going to retreat.
And because I moved damage off of my Rotom, I think it stays alive.
Yes, because you are weak to fighting, which Garchomp would be a normal fighting, but it is a water Pokemon. So you live exactly, and then I can attach up to 3 to my bench Pokemon in any way I like. So we are going to put 2 on Terrakion just because the Garchomp is such an inefficient attacker with having fighting.
Just to load it up, that checks out. Yeah. I think what I want to do here is buddy, just a little. I might even just get 2 Rowlets out because it is my core attacker in this deck.
Yep.
I'm gonna play a Night Stretcher. Get a wait, hold on. There's some things here. Nope, that's not good enough. I'm gonna grab an energy, and we will attach to Rowlet. I'm going to put Forest Seal Stone on Rotom.
Yeah, that's a good card.
We're going to Star Alchemy. Go grab ourselves a rare candy. Get my Pidgeot online.
Useful card, yep.
Very useful card indeed. And I think I would like to Iono because the rest of my hand is not great.
Yeah, my hand was pretty cracked, so thankfully I at least get 6 because I did not take a knockout. It would have been nice to get a knockout next turn.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and rare candy into Decidueye EX.
All right, the spread game is going to be on here.
All right, and then because of its total freedom ability, I get to move it into the active or out of the active once per turn, whenever I feel like it, which is pretty sick. So let's Adrena Brain, and I'm going to move some damage off of my Rotom onto... I'm thinking what's going to cripple you the most is like lack thereof resources, because you and I are both doing very minuscule damage. So I think I'm going to start stacking it on Rev. And we will swing hard for 130. And I'll put another 30 on your Rev.
Yeah, because you can spread.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my River Vroom is down to 80. So it gets there. Okay, so top decked an Ultra Ball. Since I saw the Technical Machine de-evolution, I don't want to skip, so I'm going to evolve my Gibble into a Gabite, which is decent. So so you can take knockout next turn with Monkey. But do I take something else out? Because that doesn't allow you to move damage counters. The Monkey Dory is probably the most annoying thing. That I think is the most annoying thing.
So Aaron and I came into this little thing blind, right? So we didn't tell each other what we were building. And in my brain, I was like, you know what? 320 HP with no weakness is pretty good. Like,
yeah,
with the Flabebe or whatever, the Florges. And I was like, okay, if he plays like Radiant Charizard, at least this lets me be annoying, you know?
Right.
Because you hit for 250, don't take the knockout, then you're stuck in the active, and I can just kind of play around with my math from there.
Right.
And I'm already playing 4 rare candies, so it was like no big deal to kind of squeeze it in there.
Right. So what I'm going to do is off a Nest Ball I got for room, because like I said, I am a little concerned about your damage spread. And then I'm going to Rumbling Engine for 3, discarding a Fighting Energy. Okay. Somewhat decent there. I can still pill or kind of pare my hand down. I am not taking a knockout. So what I'm trying to figure out is doing a Sonic drive to go up by 2 prizes. Taking out the Rotom. I'm really tempted to take out the Monkey Dory, but seeing Night Stretcher and stuff like that, I just don't think that really hits. So I think I want to try to get through because you cannot take a knockout next turn without having damage counters on. So I am going to Sonic Drive with discards 2 energy. And then I can to put 120 on any Pokemon, and I'm going to put it on Rotom because Monkey Dory is then essentially useless for you unless you throw down a Cape Chalk Bog or something crazy that you're really in the lab cooking. And I
Right.
go up by 2 prizes here first.
Yeah, that is pretty good, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think what I'll start with is some Fezzidipity action. We kind of get what we wanted. I think I'll go ahead and get an attachment here. And then quick search for the middle guy, Dartrix,
Yep.
so that your Devo doesn't completely punish me. And I'm going to go for Arvin, counter catcher.
Nice.
And I'll just pump a Devo into my hand just to see what happens, you know. And I'm gonna get your Terrakion.
Yeah, that's annoying. All right.
Yep, and we will hunting arrow. Now with this 3 on Garchomp. Oh, it's a Terra Pokemon. We didn't read. We can't read on this side of the board, y'all.
Yep.
We can't read.
All right. So that is annoying, but again, you only doing 130 unless you're to play a backup. Oh, what a top deck! Thank you, deck. So I am going to evolve my Gabite into Garchomp EX because that is one that I didn't rare candy. Losing Terrakion, actually, that's what I was trying to go into an attacker on next. I would really like to figure out a way that I can get to a boss. So I think the best way to pare my hand down.
You have a really big hand too, and you're
Yes,
kind
I
of
know.
reliant on getting a small hand.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to burn a Buddy Buddy Poffin and not get anything. I'm going to double check my supporter line, see here with what I can find. Okay. I'm going to keep the nest ball around just for now. So if I attach that, boy, if you play 2 Lost Vacuum, you're going to make me so upset. I'm going to attach my Hero's Cape onto my Garchomp EX without any damage because that goes to 420.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. Man, I'm so nervous about evolving this other Varoom. It's only 2, but I can use the attack. Let's do this. So I have 2 Varooms online now. And I can use Rumbling Engine twice, just like Barbarrel with the
Right.
Squovit line. That's really good. I am going to play a Vessel and get rid of an Ultra Ball, but actually not grab any energy. Actually, I'm going to grab 1 energy.
So you can double rumble.
Yep. So I can double rumble. So we're going to, because I have Night Stretcher in hand as well too for the audio listeners. So no matter what, I have an attachment back. So still not finding the boss, which is annoying. And this one was a rare candied one. Okay,
Correct.
So doing damage wouldn't hurt too bad. I've got another Ultra Ball, which I don't want to play yet. This gets me only 1 card. I'm going to Rumbling Engine 1 more time.
That is a play.
That is a play. I'd rather take prizes with that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab a Night Stretcher. And we're going to grab a Fighting Energy. So I have an attacker for turn. I wish I would have hit a Super Rod. Because I really don't want to use the Night Stretcher for Pokemon quite yet. So I think what we're going to do is just continue to try to pair attacks.
That's fair.
Yep. And then we're going to do one Garchomp. Do I attach to the River Room? I probably should attach to one. Okay. I'll do that one. Oh, it's right. It's up to 3. Even better. Let's get another Sonic Slip online. Okay. Because you are not terror. Yeah, you're just regular grass.
Yeah, I'm just regular grass. Let's see. So now I have some Monkey Dory movement, which is pretty cool. So I think I will move some off of this Decidueye onto here so that we can also take prizes. Maybe worth it to because I'm still behind on prizes, so I could counter catcher again. There's nothing that can really get stuck. Unless I want to take a turn of you trying to move your Rever Room. But those are all great ideas, in theory. I may just pump this into my hand. Just so I do have my big bad attacker.
Yeah, there you go.
Ready to do stuff whenever. Go here. And then I'm going to Iono you to 4.
All right.
He
gets 5. Okay.
And we will Hunting Arrow for the knockout. And I'm going to start putting some damage counters over on this dude. Take the knockout in the active. I go ahead and prizes.
Okay. Promote Luxray, but it doesn't matter because Garchomp also has free retreat. There's an Ultra Ball. I should have one fighting left in the deck. So let's do Vessel away, Buddy Buddy Poffin, because those are essentially kind of useless now. So my own counter catcher's online. Just double checking my resources. The key thing that I prized going through, but we'll see if we can get prize cards here. So we're going to Rumbling Engine to drop to 3, discarding a fighting energy. Okay, so I hit a Super Rod. That feels good. I also hit the Devo. But you've been fairly conscious on rare candies. You're only down 2, so it's not quite there yet. I am going to play a Super Rod. Getting him back. I think because I should still have one Vessel, right? I can't look because I'm looking in the discard pile right now. No, I'm down all Vessels. Okay. Let's say it might go through. Because top decking an energy in this deck actually isn't that bad. So I'm going to grab Terrakion and 2 Bunny energies. I'm going to bossing. So do 100 damage to your Pidgeot EX. And you can't take multiple prizes next turn. I think I'm just going to go hard on the Devo line. I think that's my best way because I cannot take any one prize as KOs. So yeah, going to boss Pidgeot. And then we're going to Seeking Fang for 100 damage.
Ouch. That's a feels bad moment for sure.
Yeah. And then search for 2 prizes, or search for 2 trading cards. So we are going to get Counter Catcher and I think Arvin. Actually, nope. Yes. We're going to grab Counter Catcher and switch, actually.
Does seem good.
Yep. just in case you Iona me back, I do have an Arven in my deck, so I am able to go get a switchback. So
Right. All right. So I think I'm going to move some of this monkey damage off of Pidgeot here. Like, you're probably going to Devo next turn, regardless, because you've thinned out your deck pretty well. So now the question is, do I Devo you first?
that's the ultimate question right now.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. There's a part of me that kind of wishes you had a chase the knockout last turn.
Yeah.
Specifically so that I don't have that happen to me. But like, beggars can't be choosers. And honestly, like, I kind of just want to pump that into my hand. And I will boss your Garchomp. And we will total freedom the damaged one into the active. And then we'll hunting arrow for 130. And I'm going to put another 30. Luxray seems good because I hit 130 natty.
Yep, I was gonna say, yeah, that's the play. All right, so do the Gibble there. Basically, you have 2 prizes on board because if you play your Devo, it knocks out both of my little Varooms, which is good. And the key card that I needed is in the prizes. So I think my best play right now is to Devo this turn. So we're going to counter catcher up, Pheasantipity. I know that the ability is useless essentially, but I still go through. We are going to attach the Devo to Luxray. Then, man, I wish you. We're gonna Ion you.
Okay.
We can Rumbling Engine, but I'm not going to attach return yet here. So let's do. We'll play Palpad because I would want the boss back, and I just Ionoed my other Iono to my other deck, so I'm okay because honestly, this is probably not going to last, tons of turns more. So we're going to free retreat into the Luxray, and we will not Rumbling Engine. What's the downside? 3 energy, 4 energy, 5. Yeah, we do not want to do that just in case of any shenanigans. So we're not going to click Seeking Fang. We're going to click De-Evolution and take 2 prize cards on your Rowlet. Or excuse me, yeah, your Rowlet and then your Pidgey. Just because I want to try to get Pidgey EX off.
Right.
All right, so down goes Frazier there. I go up in prize cards again, but you've already played the main card that I need in my prizes I did not get, so not overly confident I can finish this off, but we're gonna try.
So let's go ahead and evolve here. Or rare candy the other one.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's like it would be a good turn to Devo, but I just don't think that that's going to help me. I think I've played both my counter catchers. Yeah, now just one. Okay, so we can Arven for counter catcher, Devo, counter catcher, up the guy, total freedom into the active. And then I think I'm going to unfair stamp.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good ace spec. I'll see you at 2 cards. Ugh.
Okay, we get a pretty big hand here, and I think I'm just going to put these damage counters here. And I'm going to say you don't got it. That's basically what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. Well, Turo is in the prizes, and that was what I
Oh,
was hoping to take off.
that's a good card.
Kind of like a 50-50 chance because I had, or not 50-50, maybe less than that. It'd be a third, right? Because I had 4
Mhm.
prizes going
Right.
through. Um, so I can play Irida, but that's not really what I want. It's really nothing off Irida I can even really get at this point, and I didn't get anything for an energy. So
I
I
think
think
there
the
was a
only thing
turn you
I
had
have.
both of your rescue boards in your hand, and one of those probably should have been for the cavern tackle guy.
Yep, yep. Well, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I can get him in play pretty easily still. And we'll just attach one just in case again.
Yeah, just to verify, both of these evolved from 60 HP dudes.
But you should be
We'll
good
attach
for
our
now, dude.
game-winning
Yep, Devo.
Devo. Yes, for 3 prizes.
Whoop, whoop. And I was wondering what you were gonna actually do, and then I was like, because I saw the hero scape on Bite, which puts it to a
Yeah,
200 HP, and then
right.
when you switch that or counter catcher that, I'm like, okay, he's not gonna.
Yeah, I need to get
Definitely,
the
yeah,
necessary damage on it for
yeah. I was
sure.
gonna say he's not gonna forget that I have the technical machine or the hero scape on that.
Yeah. All right.
So
We'll go to
good
game
there.
2 here in
Yep,
just a second. Sorry
yep,
if you have to do any editing.
yep.
Whoop. Sorry.
All right, so he's up 1-0 here. I will send a challenge your way. I
Sounds
think
good.
I don't play any technical evolution, so I still think it's. I mean, I got lucky with the Luxray starting last time, where I
Mhm.
potentially had a KO first turn, which would have been huge, taking out the Pidgey. So I still think, since we're both evolving decks, I have no idea if you play a evolution. So I think I'm gonna go first. Choose to go first here.
That's a fair assessment for sure. There. So he had you like boss knocked out with explosiveness. My opening hand had unfair stamp in it, so I feel like that could have
Oh,
set you back like really hard.
yeah.
Because you didn't have your engine set up yet.
Yep,
Um,
that would have hit pretty hard. Because even with the opening hand that I had,
mhm.
went through. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! All right, so of course my one big fat chunky boy Terrakion gets to start here.
You play
Um,
Switch. You're fine.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I did at least start with the Buddy Buddy Puffin, so I'm not completely out of this. So let's go take a quick gander here. Um, so Gibble, price 1 Gibble. Okay, so Turos is not prized this turn, so that's really important. It's just checking the old Night Stretcher and the energy count. Surprise, 2 energy as well too. All right. I think based off what I have, we're going to get a Gibble in every room and pass because I
All
have
right.
no way to get an energy into play.
Well, let's take a look here. We can go buddy buddy. Take a look at everything we got. Okay, those dudes are in here. Those guys are in here. Seems like this is too good to be true. Like I must have prized like all my energy. in which case would be bad.
That would be
Yeah, I mean we did price some energy.
some stuff. Yeah.
We priced some stuff and some things for sure. Like
Yeah, I went through really quickly on mine. I was like, I can play with this. I play 9 energy. I can never remember what you played in your Garchomp, and I guess I could have like scrolled through Discord to look at your Garchomp build from a few months
yeah.
ago to see how many energy you landed on. But it's like it's good. I played 4 Vessel, mini energy. I want them in the discard, so it's just like just going through. The Crispin is the Monkey Dory. Honestly, is probably like kind of the most annoying thing, but it suits up with your deck, very well. Is what I'll say.
Yeah, it just makes sense if I have no energy like
Yeah.
um like if I have no weakness because of the Florges, like it just makes it really difficult for you to get like at least 2 hit knockouts.
Yeah.
Because even
So
180 from Zard turns into 150, and that doesn't two shot me.
yeah, so I did top deck a rare candy, which is decent
Nice.
because then that allows me to get Irida to get a switch. But then I would have I have no energy in my hand right now, so I can't get 2 things. So I think this is just we're gonna Irida for another Buddy Buddy Poffin. Whew, boy, and I play 4 Ultra Ball. We're gonna get another Garchomp EX. Gonna play Buddy Buddy Poffin just to try to thin the deck a little bit. Did I prize? Okay, I did not prize River Vroom. We're gonna get the full Gibble army assembled.
All right. All the guy balls.
So wasteful right now. I think I should have saved that Irida for. I honestly should have just not even played the Irida and just passed back to you, but we'll see. I mean, basically, if you get Pidgeot EX online, I just feel like I am always going to be behind because your support engine is very meta relevant in Fizzendipity EX and Pidgeot EX. Okay, so this is
that's
cool.
what I wanted to showcase.
Yeah. So Decidueye EX, or excuse me, Drew is playing for the video people, but I'll read it. So there is a stage 2 Hisuian Decidueye from some set that looks like a Astral Radiance.
Yeah.
And it does Piercing Claw for no energy, and it does 30 damage for each damage count on your opponent's active Pokemon. Very fitting with Drew's deck. It's actually a very good card because that's a whole lot of damage if he did a 130 punch. And then I don't think you don't have any fighting energy to do a direct arrow, right?
No.
Yeah, you're just doing the first attack for a big blow up. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, back in the day, definitely, but now not so much.
Okay, so he played an Arvin to go get Rare Candy and Force Sealstone, and then I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna Star Alchemy and just try to jump out ahead of this game as far as I can, by getting Decidueye off of my Force Sealstone. Rare Candy, my Rowlet, leave myself very susceptible to cute things like early Devo, which could definitely give me a rough ride, but I think that this is my best play. It's my only play.
You'll hit for 260 damage because I am weak to that. So okay, so I need an energy in the worst way or a vessel. Not gonna argue. Either would be good. Okay, that's one piece, but it's not a vessel. I'm trying to even think if it's even worth. Oofda. This is not good, boss. Counter catcher's basically useless.
Yeah, Total Freedom is that annoying, like stall proof card.
We will evolve the Revervoom. I really don't want to Rare Candy into something because I'm just going to take damage on the chin. I suppose. At least do it before you start to do anything. Monkey is not online for you.
Yeah, in hindsight, attaching to Monkey Dory off that Crispin was kind of silly because
Yeah.
total freedom, but there was a part of me that's like, oh, I really don't want to leave Monkey Dory in the active. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a Sonic Slip. You know, that was kind of one of the things. I was like, I kind of need to get that, but once I saw Night Stretcher, I was like, yeah, it's not really
mm.
going to be that good.
So I think maybe I'll just play pretty passively and begin the Decidueye chain. You know, get
Yep.
a Dartrick set up because I went so aggressive turn one. I think maybe easing off of it just a little bit would give me some semblance of an advantage.
Yep.
You are resistant to grass as Reveroom, which I just gusted up into the active, which is hella annoying, just in case you're wondering.
Helps a little
Uh,
bit.
yeah, but maybe it'll help me balance out all that aggressiveness I took early game.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And this, friends, is when you're top decking nothing that allows you to continue to play the game. Pass. Cool.
All right.
So my hand right there for audio listeners is a Garchomp EX, a super rata counter catcher, which is completely useless in this matchup. I'm glad I went from 2 to 1 because I didn't really know what you were going to play. So I was like, oh, I kind of want gusting options and still able to play something else. Then 2 Night Stretcher, and I can't play Hero's Cape because I know he plays Lost Vacuum. So the second that I would have thrown that onto anything, although yes, I realized it would have helped save probably one more turn. He can just go grab the Lost Vacuum with Pidgeot EX. So
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep you in this game with an Iono. So,
okay.
congratulations.
These will be 6 very big cards for me. Okay, it's certainly
I did
some
not
sort of
attach
cards.
returns. I think I will reestablish that dark energy on Monkey, and we will hunting arrow for a measly 100 damage into this very
Yep, but you go
resistant
up.
to grass Pokemon. Yeah, but I
You
do
go
go
up.
up 2 more prizes.
Yeah, so you go up big time. And see, this is a rare candy. So, yeesh. Boy, playing a Pheasantipity in my deck right now would feel really good just to kind of get a few more combos. Yuck.
Yeah, I mean, we laid ground rules, and I was just kind of saying, like, play whatever's going to make your deck function. And, Aaron went a very conservative, like, these are my roots route. Like, I'm playing multi price GLC type stuff. And
Yep.
I was like, what's great? Pheasantipity and Pidgeot.
Two very good cards that will not rotate and still be super relevant.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything in the discard pile.
But I am happy that you and I both were like, we're not playing Dusknoir. We didn't even say
Oh
we
yeah,
weren't playing Dusknoir. We just both agreed to not play Dusknoir.
yeah. I wanted to. I went back and forth. I had 2 different fighting decks. I had Glamora EX was one that I was going through, and I was
Okay.
trying to play like the Ditto to get into the Ascension and just always choose to go second.
Mhm.
And then like once I got that set up, I couldn't make the deck really function anymore. After getting set up, which is annoying, but I go through. So I have basically jack going on in my hand. So this could be a Devo play. I would take 0 prizes, but it would also, so you just I know, so you still would have 2 rare candy. Like I
It
think that's literally my only play that I have is to Devo and just pray that that gives me one more turn to become relevant in this matchup because I am down by 3 prizes, and yeah, it's not looking good for me basically.
while that does feel very bad because I have wasted 2 rare candies after being very aggressive early, um, I did set myself up for something resembling success
Yep.
by getting the middle guy.
Dartrix, yeah, and then you had an
Yep.
energy in your hand, or you had an energy in your hand, so
Yeah. So we will total freedom to the active, and I will hit you again. And full disclosure, I am playing 2 devolutions in my
oh,
deck.
you went super hard, yeah, which makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, if I played an evolving deck, I mean, big basics just wasn't okay. Well,
All right, there's the door. It's open for you to crawl
I
right
do
back in,
things. I
brother.
really needed that super odd, so I'm out of basics as I prized 1 Gipple, but
Yeah, it fills your
oh,
hand until 6, yeah?
yeah, exactly. So that's when I was like, I think I just at this point go all in. Like if you Devo me, you Devo me at this point. I don't want to play Pal Pad yet. So that gets me 3 cards, or I can go up to. Screw it. I really don't. I feel like my chances, like if you were to give me a percentage, like my percentage of winning is probably, now that the Devo's gone without any prize cards, is like a 0% chance. But we play. This is why we play the game still.
Yeah,
So
things are getting better.
yep. Iono's good. Hero's Cape still doesn't do anything because you would play 2 Devos and you go down to 3. But at this point, I think we're going to do that. We're going to do this because I need to get other cards. I got an Iono off my Rumbling Engine, so that was somewhat helpful. That gets him down to 3. Of course, there's the Gabite. That's annoying. So we are going to... Aha, okay. I can do a Vessel and get rid of another Fighting Energy. Really wish I would hit the Super Rod to get the Cavern guy back here, but I did hit a Counter Catcher, so that is useful. That is actually useful because this one's fully evolved. I do not want the Pidgeot EX coming back into line whatsoever. Screw it. We're going to go Monkey Dory.
You're going to get my monkey. That's not very nice.
You have an attachment for turn, and I have 2. So yeah, we're going to set up Sonic Slips here on both. So we're going to go into Hydro Launcher.
Is it Hydro Launcher or Lander?
It's
Hydro Lander.
Lander. That makes sense because it's a land-dwelling like Dragon Shark thing, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. It doesn't really matter what I promote here.
Yeah.
That's a solid card. Not gonna lie. I want to leave room for Monkey Dory again, but I just don't know if that's
you top deck Pheasantipity?
I top deck Pheasantipity.
Yeah, okay. When you said that's and when you said that's a really good card at the bench, and I was like, oh, you probably hit that. And then and you had I owned you into the nuts, man.
Something like that, yeah. But now I have the Night Stretcher and the Super Rod, which could have gotten me the Monkey Dory, but here we are. Now let's fizz out a little bit. These are actually not great cards. Let's just like Total Freedom into the active. We're gonna have to take some real small hits. Let's Super Rod, Grass, Decidueye, and a Darkness back into the deck. And I'm gonna hit you. And I'm gonna not make the mistake of attacking into Garchomp EX again.
All right. Okay. Boy, I have Arven, which can get me a Vessel to get me more, but I really want the Super Rod as well too. But at this point, this is the only thing I can grab. So we're gonna grab a Vessel. Boy, maybe I can hit a Night Stretcher. We'll see. It doesn't really matter, but it actually does matter. Get rid of a rare candy to do this. Play Rumbling Engine.
I'm dying to know what'd you get.
Yeah, I got Night Stretcher, 2 Ultra Ball, or I have 1 more Ultra Ball, Gabite, a rare candy, and Night Stretcher. So Night Stretcher does get me back Cavern Tackle, but I think it's almost a turn too late. But we're going to play the Ultra Ball because I want to get rid of the energy and then probably get rid of the other Ultra Ball. I guess get Garchomp EX into my hand just so then it's one thing cheaper. So then we're going to go into Night Stretcher and grab Terrakion. And we are going to Hydrolander, get 2 energy into there, but if you play Devo, you take 2 prize cards. Yeah, it's just not
But
going to.
but 2 is not 3, and
No, the 2 is not 3, so it makes sense
it's not
to
3.
punch me one more time to go down to 1 prize card, and then I have to pray. Oh, I did not look at my supporters. I just saw that Turo was in there. So I don't know if I have another Iono in deck or not, or if it's in the prize cards.
I think my play is to just take my 2 prizes here.
Yep.
I mean, putting it on the Rever Room seems silly because I hit for 100.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just put it on the Terrakion for now. Just so it's on the field, right? Take my 2 prizes. See what I get. If you rebuttal with a knockout, I get access to things like Fez and so on and so forth. And you don't really have anything to take out my Fez unless you can get Gust, Terrakion, and then I just get some time to
and I top deck Buddy Buddy Poffin, so I think the only play that I have here is to Hydrolander to at least take 2 prize cards.
Yeah.
But kind of sets up we'll keep it there because the switch is in the deck, I know. Alright. So he just needs 1 prize, and he has a massive hand. So he has 9 cards, and he can draw. There's of course. So my second Iono was in the prize cards. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But
so
he can Fez, and if he has a boss, he can just boss. Or
I could just Devo the Rev.
Yeah, you already have the Dev.
Yeah.
And then that goes through. So
yeah,
cool concepts. Obviously, fun. Game 1 was actually pretty close. Obviously, me starting the Terrakion, which is like again my worst starter, and of course I started that game 1, which is why I put in the explosiveness Luxray. So one of those cards again. It is kind of a cool setup. I know early Archaludon lists were playing that, but I had a lot of fun. This is something that we thought of. There's probably some more of this as well too. It would be cool to try to do something only Scarlet and Violet onwards, so we couldn't use anything from the F. But okay, again, we don't have all the cards quite yet online, but it is something that we're going through. But also probably our first video venture in there, and Drew and I hope to get through it more on that, and then we'll hopefully have Michael back here, and he can give us an update on everything with his situation. I did get a DM from him, and he just said that his mother, who was staying with him, that she got ill, so then she was there, so then they had to change flights, and his mother just now left today to go through. But Drew, thanks for hanging out and playing with me. I'm glad we're going through. I'm a little bit upset that I didn't get the best of you, but once I was able to kind of see your deck build, I was like, oh boy, I kind of crumbled to this. And again, prizing Turo game 1, I think gives me the game 1, because if I have that, I play that obviously to get rid of all that damage to save me from a Devo. But
I mean, it was fun. I mean, obviously, I like Decidueye. It's like it seems silly to be like, oh yeah, I have repetitions with a card that that goes straight into the bulk box. But I love the ability. Had you or I played 1 mana fee on either side of the board, it wouldn't have been near as fun as it was. So I very much so enjoyed it. Unfortunately, double Devo is toxic, but I was scared you were gonna dive into like the deep bag of like good stage 2s from Scarlet Violet that nobody bothers to read because they just get outclassed by things like Regidrago and Charizard. So that's something I definitely had to prep for. I was like, all right, well, if he's gonna play like something super single prize, and I'm gonna have to like maneuver my way around it, the best opportunity I have to be successful against something like that is just to set you back a couple rare candies. The format was kind of cute. Maybe I should have like laid off of the Pidgeot, Lumineon, Rotom, and Fez. Because I was way more consistent than you were. But
like Raiding Greninja in my deck is like an auto inclusion, right? Because it syncs so well. But I'd said like, hey, or we still like I was trying to go with basically whatever you see at the meta, like around the top 12 decks or something like that, trying to like almost play like 0 Pokemon cards that those decks feature. and that's why like I still play the Irida and stuff like that, because obviously it just helps set up, but it's not like
Yeah.
a broken type of card. So it was fun. Like I said, I think we're both still like just crafters at heart. We love deck building, even though
Mhm.
maybe they're not always meta relevant decks, but in terms of just enjoyment out of the game, I always find, and this is, I wish I had more time. Obviously, with a newborn, it's pretty difficult to go through. But I
Right.
had TCG Live open on my tablet and was like just doing search and filter down. And when you said basics, that's what I was trying to go through first. I was like, what if I just play old school Reggies, no Pikachu or anything like that? And I was just like, boy, I don't. It seems nervous on that. I was trying to just go through uh Garchomp, but then just try to feature a lot of basics. So like the Blood Moon
Mhm.
Ursaluna that does more damage, plus 30 for each damage counter on it. So if I just poke
Right.
you, like that's a huge. I wanted to try to do something with Monkey Dory, but then I was diving into like Luminous Energy, and that just didn't feel good
Mhm.
because you can't really play a Dark Energy with that. I guess you could in this deck because Garchomp can accelerate basic fighting, so you
Right.
could attach it for turn and then accelerate and go through. But just didn't quite have enough time to get there. But I enjoyed it nevertheless, and so maybe we can do it again.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Anything
I think
for
this is fun.
yeah? Where can the people find more of you?
I've been streaming most weekdays while my daughter's napping on Katana TCG on Twitch. I think I only have like 4 streams uploaded right now, but they're pretty fun to watch. I was playing Chen Pao most of the time. I think
Oh
the
yeah,
next time I stream, which will probably be maybe tomorrow, well, I'll probably be playing Hydreigon because I'm kind of coped on a list for that right now.
nice. Yeah, so you can find Drew there. Like I said, Drew is going to be a part of the PCS podcast. Again, he went through his kind of sabbatical with his daughter and stuff. So I'm excited to have him back on board, obviously, because he's going to bring the energy that I might not always have each and every day as we kind of get through this. Not sleepless, but not a lot of sleep, as a lot of parents know with newborns. A
Yeah.
lot of waking up and feeding babies and stuff like that. So you can search for us, PCS podcast, basically anywhere, on all the socials. We're working through, and I know my GLC webcam series is getting edited. I saw the first one, so like that, hopefully, will be getting out to our YouTube channel. So that'll be fun because that's my passion. It is actually tabletop stuff. Which we're working on, but any sort of video showcasing this. So hopefully this was something different than your normal podcast that you would have heard this week, and then we'll
Mhm.
dive a little bit back more into the meta next week, gearing up for Birmingham.
Yeah,
Drew,
and then sound off in the Discord if you were Team Decidueye or Team Garchomp. I want to
there we
know who
go.
was rooting for me.
Yes, yes. I feel like if I would have maybe had a couple different cards, I would have been a little bit more setup worthy. But it happens. That's why we played the game. Like I said, I was just trying to try to limit myself as close as I can. And game one, I'm proud of because I was able to actually stream attacks and do some things.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Everyone have a good rest of your week, and then we'll catch you next week. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Only an hour. Okay, that's pretty good actually.
I mean, we only recorded for an hour. We set up for like 25 minutes
Oh,
before.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, in terms of like the actual podcast, like
Yeah.
I think feels like we lose some engagement after that hour mark, but that they also know that we're winding down. So cool.